Now to an issue that can be impacting your child's school, high absenteeism.
And the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE, announcing a public outreach program to raise awareness on the issue impacting schools across the state and Western Mass. Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey joins us live in studio with more. Olivia?
Chris, Abby, chronic absenteeism is defined in Massachusetts as missing at least 10% of days enrolled. It's an issue that grew during the COVID-19 pandemic. On a local level, according to accountability data from the department, 25 Springfield schools are requiring assistance or intervention. Multiple are also identified as attendance priority schools. But let's take a look at the big picture. On your screen is a breakdown of absences in the Bay State by grade and as a collective over the past 5 years. DESE reports almost 1 in 4 students missed 18 or more days of school during the 2022-2023 school year. It's important to note in March 2020, schools closed due to the pandemic. Therefore, data collection stopped. To get students back into classrooms, DESE will be spreading awareness on the issue and highlight available resources through broadcasted public service announcements, social media, and more.
School can be a place to heal and grow, to be with friends, to have the support of a whole team of adults. Let's work together to make attendance a priority.
This initiative is in addition to the Chronic Absentee Recovery Initiative, which allocated elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds to school districts and educational collaboratives to address the issue. Now, Western Mass News has reached out to Springfield Public Schools for a comment on the initiative. We have yet to hear back. Reporting live in studio, Olivia Hickey for Western Mass News.
Olivia.